Hi everyone, it's been a long while I didn't upload a video. I was a little busy last time, but I will try to be more active. And today I will make a review and a comparison of two books I've read recently. Both are about genetic, both are bestsellers written in an approachable style. The first is The Selfish Gene, a controversial book by Professor Richard Dawkins, and the second is The Gene, An Intimate History by Dr. Siddhartha Mukherjee. First of all, to know the difference between the two books, we have to understand the background of the two writers. Richard Dawkins is a British zoologist and an evolutionary theorist, born in Kenya and educated at Oxford. On the other hand, we have Dr. Siddhartha Mukherjee, an Indian-American physician, biologist, and oncologist. As an Indian, and by contrast with the Englishman Professor Richard Dawkins, Sid is really an emotional guy. You can feel this eventually through his books. He is very modest and respectful. I really like this guy. Both authors came with reflections that will always make you think, but sometimes they will really blow your mind. Besides, for the British accent lovers, I have to tell you that the audio version of The Selfish Gene is read in a delightful RP by Richard Dawkins himself and his wife. So if you want the link to download it, just let me know in the comment section. You will have it for free. The Selfish Gene is about natural selection. If you don't know, natural selection is the survival of the fittest. So when parents produce a variety of offspring, nature, by simply being difficult to survive in, decides which of those variations go to live and reproduce and which do not. Over multiple generations, creatures become more and more fit for survival and reproduction within a specific environment. Darwin called this natural selection. Except that Darwin didn't know what a gene is, so Dawkins argued that natural selection takes place at the genetic rather than the species or the individual level. So in his book, he criticized the group and the individual selection and assumed that we are only the vehicle of our genes, and genes are using the bodies of all living things to further their own survival. I will explain. We have man number one with wife number one, and man number two with wife number two. Now man number one is a cheater, and man number two is an honest man. So let's say that both have two boys with each of their wives, but man number one has also cheated with three other women and has a kid with each. That gave him a total of 5 sons with his gene, and the honest man a total of 2. Now let's say a few lions get hungry and attack and eat 2 kids each of the man. The genes of man number 2 will not survive, while the gene of the cheater will survive. This is the main idea of the selfish gene. So the cheat on your wife gene will go on, and the don't cheat on your wife gene will go extinct. Now you might ask me, what about all the nice things we do to each other? What about all those altruistic genes? I will answer you by this second example. Let's imagine that I have 2 brothers. If someone were to take a gun and tell my mom that she had to choose between her own death or 3 of us dying, I have almost fully certainty that she will pick her own death. So how does that work then? Where is the selfish gene here? A selfish gene is obviously not going to do that, right? Well, let's actually take a closer look. My mom is over 50 now, so she is not going to be reproducing anymore. She does have 3 sons, however, who are all capable of reproducing. So the decision is between absolutely no chance of reproduction or very high chance of reproduction and survival, considering 3 healthy sons. Keeping this in mind, it now makes a perfect sense for a gene to be selfish and wants my mom to sacrifice herself. She is not going to sacrifice herself for any random 3 brothers. Of course not. So what's the difference? The difference is they don't carry her genes. So the selfish gene logic is very clear here. And now you may understand why your mother wants deep down to marry you to her niece or nephew. But of course, as humans, we have our minds too. Therefore, we aren't fully under the control of our genes. By the way, there are also memes, the cultural equivalent of genes. There are ideas and concepts living within societies, propagating and mutating from mind to mind, and eventually affecting the progress of human evolution. So this book is great for people who are interested in different Darwinian theories and those who want to know why usually mothers are more committed than fathers in raising their children. In summary, The Selfish Gene is very philosophical, whereas The Gene by Siddhartha Mukherjee is a formal one. This book is a history of genetics. It contains 6 parts written in a chronological order, from the funny theories of the great Aristotle to the hideous experiment of the monster of Auschwitz, Dr. Yusuf Mengele, alias the Angel of Death. As I said, Sid is an emotional guy. He has a very special way to get the reader involved emotionally in his scientific book. He made it personal by talking about mental genetic diseases within his family. Even the historical side of the book, Sid was really great in relating the stories of different scientists, not only the rivalry between them, but also their small talk and even their sense of hygiene. So if you have ever wondered about the importance of nature, which means genes, versus nurture, which means the environmental factors, which includes memes in your daily life, you should read these books, but don't expect simple answer. Thanks for watching.